Coming up on One Central Florida. From shrunken heads to pieces of the Berlin Wall, you won't believe what's in this Orlando warehouse.
In almost 38 years of collecting, hopefully I haven't seen the weirdest thing yet.
Plus, training for culinary jobs is giving hope to disadvantaged Central Florida families.
I came here and everything's been going up, a drastic change in everything in my life.
Also, a Central Florida business started by two friends is helping women around the world lift themselves from poverty. And Go Baby Go, a new way to give mobility to disabled children takes off in Orlando. All that and more on this edition of One Central Florida.
Welcome to Ripley's Believe It or Not. My name is Edward Meyer. I'm the Vice President of Exhibits and Archives for Ripley's. I've actually been working for the company for almost 38 years now. My mission is to acquire new exhibits for our locations around the world. In the 31 Ripley's museums, we are looking at roughly 35,000 hard, actual physical exhibits, 120,000 Ripley's Believe It or Not cartoons, and maybe 60, 70,000 photographs. It's a very extensive collection.
Robert Ripley began documenting the world of the weird as a newspaper cartoonist in 1918. He also collected unusual artifacts, many of which he acquired during several international trips in the 1920s. He opened his first public exhibit at the 1933 Chicago World's Fair. The auditorium, as he called it, attracted over 2 million visitors, and his exhibits began touring the country. In 1950, a year after his death, the first permanent Ripley's Museum opened in St. Augustine. Now, they are in 10 countries and on 4 continents.
We're in the Orlando headquarters warehouse. Everything that we buy or acquire is sent here first, cataloged, photographed, documented, then sent out to our museums around the world. It all comes here first. Every day, we're being offered stuff that most people will have never seen. A peacock made from glow-in-the-dark straws, a dragon made from plastic utensils, knives and forks and spoons, dresses made out of licorice. We have aisle after aisle of exhibits. There's over 10,000 things in this building, everything from a world's largest plastic bag ball to a brand new piece to our collection made by a local artist. This is made out of salt. We got 8 horses pulling a huge carriage, all totally detailed, phoenixes on the top, all made out of salt. And Ripley's just acquired this. One of my favorites, the Incredible Hulk, all the way from Thailand, made from thousands of nuts. No bolts, just the nuts welded together. This is a section of the Berlin Wall from near the Brandenburg Gates that were torn down November 9th, 1989. Ripley's was there 3 days after, and we bought 160 feet. I'm led to believe that Ripley's has the world's largest collection of Berlin Wall, more here than in Berlin. This is the rarest dinosaur you're ever going to see. It has no dinosaur bones in it. The teeth and the claws are actually deer antlers. All the rest of it is cow bones. Made by Chris Moore and Reese Moore from Blue Springs, Florida. This is one of my pride and joys. This is a Ferrari F50 created by Livio de Marche to sail down the canals of Venice. Okay? Every Italian wants to own a Ferrari, but in Venice there's no roads, so his idea was to make a boat that looks like a Ferrari, and it actually sails.
In a secured area of the warehouse is the documented history of Robert Ripley's journeys.
So this is the Ripley Archives, the cornerstone of our company. All of our original cartoons, our TV shows, our radio shows, and about 4,000 pictures of Robert Ripley himself. No one has ever filmed in here before. And within the archive room, we have a secret vault where we have some very, very special things hidden.
Like one of Ripley's most iconic possessions, genuine shrunken human heads.
This is probably the rarest shrunken head in the world. A Chinese missionary, almost 400 years old. This, on the other hand, a virtually perfect tribal shrunken head called a sansa, 19th century, and still has the necklace string. Yes, believe it or not, this was supposed to be worn like a necklace. The acquiring of our collection, basically is a research job. I was hired, trained as a librarian, find out where the stuff is. And we spend a lot of time traveling and a lot of time on our computers looking for stuff. If it says Ripley's, somebody in this company has authenticated it, and we believe in it 100%.
Another important part of the Ripley operation is the effects and art department, where craftsmen recreate the unbelievable.
I always read the Robert Ripley books, the paperback books, when I was in high school and everything, so it's just really great to continue that and be doing something I love. You got the molding and casting, you got the sculpting of the head. While that's being done, someone is working on the body. There's probably about 8 of us that work on this all at once.
When the modelers are done, hairstylists and makeup artists add the final touches. Some creations are more challenging than others.
This is a lady named Maria Cristina, the Mexican vampire woman. Her entire body is covered in tattoos, and this is by far the hardest project we've ever given our art department, because every one of these tattoos has to be hand done. We're always trying to amaze. There has to be a wow factor. In almost 38 years of collecting, hopefully I haven't seen the weirdest thing yet. And I hope that not just myself, but Ripley Entertainment in general is carrying on the legacy of Robert Ripley. My privilege to be the guy that gets to travel around and continue that legacy brings a smile to my face every day.
Trades of Hope is really the result of years of experiences. I had spent many years doing the charity work in Haiti. We had opened an orphanage because we found that the quality of care was so horrible for babies. We were trying to help, and we did solve a lot of temporary problems, but it just wasn't affecting their hearts.
At age 40, I actually had a heart attack, and I just started thinking, like, had I fulfilled the destiny of my life? I ended up at a party for candles, and I was at that party and I thought to myself, wow, this is really cool. I loved the idea that it was giving this woman a job and they were selling these candles, and I thought, what if we actually sold something that could help women around the world?
So I met Holly through a friend of mine. We became friends, and we were just walking on the beach one day, and she starts telling me about this home party that she had been to where they were selling candles, and what an amazing business model it was. I start telling her about my passion for job creation and small business loans. And I think the two of us kind of just looked at each other like, this could be something really interesting.
Gretchen Heischkins and Holly Wade founded Trades of Hope in 2010 to empower women around the world.
We have created a dignified partnership of sustainable jobs that they make fair trade products. We're making sure there's a fair wage in their country. We're making sure there's a safe environment for them. All of those things so that they can produce a beautiful product that we here in America can sell to American women.
Our artisans come to us in a multitude of ways. Sometimes it's an established fair trade group. Other groups have been groups that we've actually started.
How women reach out and can reach other women.
Trades of Hope is a home party business. It is a business plan that actually allows women all over the country to be an army of marketers for our artisans around the world.
The women are compassionate entrepreneurs. They will have a home party, and sometimes they have an online party, and they invite their friends and guests, and we share the stories. We share the stories about the products. We share about their life and how they live.
It's nice to know that you can touch somebody by buying something that they've worked hard for and they're proud of.
Some great memories as well.
At Trades of Hope, we carry some beautiful pieces. They're all really unique and handcrafted. Some of them are even made from recyclable material. We believe that our artisans are just that. They're truly artisans. They are still weaving with looms. They are creating beads out of fabric. They're really resourceful and using resources that are around them to create beautiful things.
These products, both this necklace and this tin wall piece, were made in Haiti. This has been made out of a steel oil drum. And then half of these beads are made out of recycled cereal boxes. So they're cut and then spun into these beautiful beads.
We visit these women and we hear their stories. Some of them are just they make you struggle, because to realize that there are women that are giving their babies away, not because they don't love them, but because they can't feed them. There are women who are putting themselves in positions where they're willing to literally sell their body because they have to feed their children.
Trades of Hope tries to help women get out of these desperate situations. Florence is one example of one of the women it is partnering with.
Florence is just an amazingly strong woman. She was born in a really hard place, and that left her with very few opportunities in Uganda. Because of Trades of Hope, she's empowered herself.
I have only one son, by the way, who is now in the university, just out of this work. And I have very many little orphans here. I'm taking care of them. I don't beg because I don't want to be a beggar, but I want to get money out of the work I do.
When we started Trades of Hope, we really wanted to be able to bring our daughters a part of it. We really believe that they're going to stand on our shoulders and they're going to take Trades of Hope so much further than we could. It feels amazing knowing that we're helping these women. It feels like a calling on your life, because you realize that we're so incredibly blessed here in the United States that I feel like there's a responsibility. When you are given much, much is required.
I feel now that my work is so incredibly purposeful. Every day, it's not about just earning the paycheck. It's about the long-term prospect of all the lives that we touch.
Coming up on One Central Florida, the Second Harvest Food Bank's new culinary training program is helping families feed themselves. Also, they're off. How are these disabled kids able to race around?
What I love about living here is that there's great hiking trails and nature spots, a great place to surf just down the street. I love the restaurants around here, they're all local.
Well, my wife and I are avid boaters, so we've got our boat in our backyard. We've got 25 miles of saltwater canals, immediate access to the Intracoastal Waterway and the Atlantic Ocean. It's just a great place if you like boating.
Whether you're out on the trail, the people you meet, everyone's so happy to be here. And it's evident on their faces, it's evident in the activities that they do. It's an awesome place.
I was in a very dark place in my life. I had a problem with, to be honest, with addiction, and I was fighting that, and I finally came to a place where I looked at my kids in the face and I realized I needed a change and something different in my life.
28-year-old Christian Vaca's redemption story begins in the kitchen.
I came here and everything's been going up. a drastic change in everything in my life, and it's been way better, and I'm loving life now.
Here is the kitchens of Second Harvest Food Bank's new culinary training program in Orlando.
It's really our first glimpse of not just feeding the line, but shortening the line. So getting people back on their feet and becoming self-sustaining so they can take care of themselves and their families.
Since its launch in fall 2013, the 14-week program has graduated 83 students.
In order to participate in the culinary training program, you have to have a need. There has to be some sort of record in needing food assistance in the past or running into some roadblocks in regards to working.
Okay. Nice job. We're just going to let it boil for a little longer. Done. Okay. We're training students that come from different background, or some of them never been in the kitchen, or some of them have never even cooked an egg or anything like that. See right here? Flip it for me quickly. You burning the onions.
What made me pick this is I have a passion for cooking, and I want to make culinary my life. And I'm always passionate when I'm at home in the kitchen, and everybody is telling me, wow, you cook amazing, you should go to school, and I always put it to the back of my mind.
So even though you're working fast,
in addition to hands-on training in the kitchen, there's classroom work, where the students learn more than how to cook.
They're learning skills that'll make them successful lifelong. So interview skills, resume skills, financial literacy, and conflict management in the workplace.
I didn't expect that training, but I feel like that training is important because as we graduate from school and we go get a job and we don't have the life skills we need, then we'll lose our job.
We're going to toss them all up, all right, salt and pepper. We're going to make sure it's extremely hot. The oil is hot. Skin side up. Christian has been doing awesome. All we want him to do is to be successful. And I can almost assure you that if he stays focused on what he's doing, a couple of years from now, we're going to have a great chef here in Orlando.
Second Harvest's program has placed 100% of its graduates in full-time, above minimum wage jobs. Michele Snell graduated in September of 2014. And now works in the kitchen of a Winter Park market and cafe.
I just moved into my apartment. I was looking for work because I had paid up my rent with my income tax. So I was like at the end of my rope and I didn't know what I was gonna do. So my church agreed with me that if I got into a culinary program, that they would pay for my rent while I go to school, and my goal would be to graduate with a job, and I accomplished it.
Michele was awesome. She did an amazing job on juggling all the situations that she was going through to come out on the flip side of that and be successful. She was amazing. I really have a lot of respect for Michele.
Other than worrying about schoolwork, I had to worry about them, how I was getting to school, getting to work, and picking them up from school and getting home. Just everyday obstacles. My future dreams are to have my own catering company. I want to be able to leave something and show my girls that no matter what you go through in life, you're able to achieve all your dreams.
My future looks great, it looks bright. I'm seeing goals in my life and dreams, and that's something I never had. My wife honestly told me the other day she's proud of me. That's something that, you know, every husband wants to hear, you know, coming on, especially being the head of the household and having to provide for your family. So they're very proud of me, and I'm happy that they are, and I'm proud of myself also as well.
The preceding story is part of WCF's American Graduate Initiative, bringing awareness to the dropout crisis and encouraging Central Florida's children to succeed. The vast majority of us take for granted an ability to move ourselves from place to place. But for some young children, mobility is a serious challenge that affects development, emotional relationships, and family dynamics. Dr. Cole Galloway studies child mobility. His project, Go Baby Go, helps get disabled children moving by turning toy cars into low-cost mobility systems.
We've had great conversations with communication science disorders, College of Education, engineering, talking about how we could work collaboratively to address mobility issues in new and unique and innovative ways. During those initial conversations, we decided to contact Dr. Galloway, and from there, we just found that there was tremendous potential in Central Florida to bring not only the community outreach piece, but the research and potential for a lab here as well.
Galloway's Go Baby Go cars are inexpensive and easy to build.
It's just a toy car. It's simple. It's $100 for the car, about $100 for the materials. The materials you get at Lowe's or Home Depot, any hardware store, Joann Fabric, pool noodles from the pool store, stuff you'd find in your garage. But at the end of the day, it really is mobility.
With this mobility, the children and parents experience the world and each other a whole new way.
You see their moms and dads' faces light up. That's the first reaction. The second reaction is that the child will drive away from you. And we'll hear the first time parents going, wait a minute, where is he? I've always set him there and come back and he's there. Now he's gone.
I think for the families, it's nice to see their kids being able to do what other kids can do. Being able to do things for the first time. There's so many firsts out there that happen. Kids who mostly sit and now all of a sudden they can move and explore the world.
We heard today with a driver that was giggling hysterically, and Grandma said she doesn't laugh. Well, she does now, and she cackled for about 5 minutes. That's when you know, like, if you study this scientifically, if you're interested in the brain or in family dynamics or in community involvement, civic planning about how you lay out cities, there's a lot to be done here, and we're excited about partnering with Orlando.
We have 3 large children's hospital systems here in Orlando, which is unique for an area. So there's a lot of potential kiddos who need the help. It's why I chose this career. It's really what I think about and look for every single day, is how do we get these kids to be able to maximize their potential and see what they can all do.
Galloway is confident this one-day event will have a wide-ranging impact in Central Florida.
A couple of things will happen. Right now, this afternoon and this evening, parents will be sleeping because they're tired of chasing their kids around in race cars. Tomorrow morning, kids will want to get back in their race cars. Tomorrow morning, Jennifer will be starting to be contacted by people from the community going, wait a minute, I saw some pieces on this Go Baby Go thing. What is this? I know a neighbor, I know a friend, I'm involved with this community, I know my community effort, my church, my synagogue wants to get involved. So she's going to be inundated with a community that wants to get kids moving.
Larger than that is we want to use the momentum created from today to launch a lab. And what that lab would do is it would be a hub of activity. We're already doing some really innovative things for young adults with intellectual disabilities, and this would take us across the continuum of the lifespan.
3-year-old Ulysses Isaiah Carrion has been using his Go Baby Go car for 2 months, and his dad already sees changes for the better.
He's been okay with it. He wants to, try to run us over a little bit every now and again, but, we're teaching him. He's learning. With the car, he's able to go around and he's seeing the trees, he's seeing the little chipmunks and the squirrels. Helps him to walk a little further when he knows what's out there. Gives him motivation, and it's made him a little more outgoing as well.